process of humility. But when I was able to share friends of rabbis, I mean, get it. One of my rabbi friends, I got to just show you. Well, hang on. I just want to show you what happened at this meeting first. Rabbis from Israel. I've got rabbis that have since called me and said, can I be at that meeting where you're dealing with Mike Bickle and Lou Engel and others? Can I be a part of that? People that weren't at that. In fact, I got to tell you the story of Truly Wise. Tommy told me this. Tommy couldn't be at the meeting with the rabbis. He wasn't even invited, but he heard about it. Calls Tommy. He says, Tommy, I have to be a part of that meeting. I says, why? Well, you got to get this. He says, only a couple days ago, after receiving so many calls from Christians that Jews and Christians need to pray together, because ultimately there's going to be a house of prayer for all nations in Jerusalem, that maybe we can begin that practicing what that could look like. He says, so I think I'm making a decision. And I believe the decision is to establish an international house of prayer. This is what he says. What's it called in Kansas City? International House of Prayer. And then more than that, he goes on to say, he says, and then the strange thought is that I've been thinking about Truman for the last couple of days, and then I find out that over the Truman Legacy Park in Kansas City in America and an International House of Prayer, I have to be a part of what you're doing there. And this is what I love. This is the Spirit of God giving evidence of what he's doing in this hour. So that was really, really exciting. And when we had this meeting, and some of you may have seen this before, but just a short clip of Rabbi Ari Abramovich, who's a settler, and Tommy brought him to the meeting, and he was just blown away. This is what he says.
But I don't know if you've heard of something called a shtiblach, but that's like a little, in Jerusalem, they have these like prayer factories. And hearing this IHOP thing that you've done, it is so mind-blowingly unbelievable. I really think that something like that changes the fabric of the spiritual realm in such a real way. And I just leave you with this. It makes me think about Psalm 126. When we say, when we return to Zion, we'll be like dreamers. Az yomru v'goyim, and then the nations will say, Higdil Hashem la'asot imenu. Look at the great things that God has done with you. And only then will the Jews say, look at the great things that God has done with us. That hearing you, Dean and the International House of Prayer and all that you've done, hearing you praying for us and saying, look, Jews, at the great things God has done with you, that has the power to penetrate the heart of a Jew to a degree that, a long sermon from a rabbi really can't do. So I want to bless you guys, that God should keep using you as vehicles for light and love and blessing to the world, and helping us to fulfill our mission of doing that very same thing back to you and back to all of humanity. So thank you so much.